Hi folks, I want to show you a new diagnostic checker machine, if you want to call it that I've actually got hold of now. It's the ArtDiag 800 BT. BT stands for Bluetooth. It's slightly different than the ones I've already got here, which are my original ones. Let's see what this thing differs, how this thing differs from my original tools. See you in a minute. Right, anyone who tinkers about with cars knows that modern cars have got computers in them, and computers register the codes needed for you to find out exactly what the problem is with your car, and the only way to do that is via a code reader. Now you can pick up cheap ones like this. This is a little OBD2 scan tool, which is probably about £15, something like that. All that basically does is read your codes and tell you what the code is for your car. You didn't have to go online, find out what the code is, and then take it one step further. And then you've got these sort of tools, which are a little bit more in depth. They give you a few more options, things like you're able to reset certain things, for example. So this one here is a launch CRP129. Again, they've got limitations. The more modern the car you got, the more need you have to have a complete diagnostic maintenance tool for not only general maintenance, even things to reset things. If you change a battery on a modern car, for example, whereas before you just undo the terminals, take it off, put your new battery on, some cars require you to actually register on your car's computer that you've had a new battery fitted, even down to tyre pressure gauges, steering angle sensors, all things that can be set normally at a dealer's. You can now do them at home if you've got the right tool. Well, there's many options out there. This one here is the ArtDiag 800 BT, which stands for Bluetooth, and it's got a built-in power supply. These ones, for example, are powered off of your car's OBD2 checker. This one's got a built-in battery power supply, and it's also Bluetooth as well and wireless. So let's get this inside now and see what this does over these, and the many benefits which hopefully I'm going to get out by having a tool like this. So we've got an old Vauxhall Signum here, which I've just taken the DPF off. I could have done a Dpf Regeneration on this via this tool, believe it or not. If you have got a diesel car, regeneration is something, if you're doing a lot of small journeys or short journeys, your DPF can block up. That can bring your car into limp mode, and then you've got to go down to dealers and they'll have to do a forced regeneration and stuff like that. A meter like this can do it, where something like this can't actually do it. So let's find out what this thing looks like in the car. I can't do anything on this car because it's jacked up at the moment, as I say, and the DPF's removed, but we can have a look at the codes and we can have a look at what functions this thing can do as well. So let's get inside and have a look. Right, so this is the tool we're talking about. So let's see what's in the box. I've actually opened it because I've done a software update on it. And the beauty of this tool is you can update to loads and loads of different cars free of charge. So this is the kit. Comes in this nice little carry case, which is nice and easy to leave in your car, obviously. Let's have a look inside it. You have got your instruction book there. You also get a software number there and a serial number, which you have to register online, and then you can download all the different cars that you want in their list for free for all their diagnostics. So this has been loaded up with all the diagnostic of all the different car brands. You also get a USB-C lead there, and a normal USB end, obviously, to charge it up or to do data transfers and stuff like that. So let's take it out of the box and see underneath what you get. You get the adapter. You also get 3 different adapters with it. There's the one we're interested in because we're in the UK, so all you would do would be to slip that inside there, and then you can charge up via the USB lead there and plug it straight into your machine. Or you've got the other 2 there. I think one's obviously Euro and one will be probably American, I would imagine. So that's that. Close that for a minute. So this is the actual tool in question, and it's a nice handy tool to hold. It's got a full LCD screen now. I've left the protector on it at the moment, and underneath is the good bit where you can just press in and take out your OBD2 wireless adapter. You've got 3 lights on there, one for poor connection or no connection, one is for a good connection, and the other one's the power one. So what you would do obviously would be to turn this on here first. So this has got its own built-in software there, and it is a touch screen as well, so you shouldn't have any problems with regards to reading off a small screen like you do with the other ones I've got. Right, so here's our home screen. You just plug this into your OBD2 port, and in this Vauxhall Signum, it is situated under the ashtray in the centre. So I'm just going to plug that in now. Like that. Automatically powers up. Right, so you've got a few different things on here. You've got the scan, you've got OBD, maintenance and service. You've got a folder there, you've got repair info. You can actually put your own repair info in the files on save stuff. Set up and update. Well, I've already done the update on this. And as I said, I've filled it up with all the cars which are on their database, apart from a couple of ones from India, which I'm never going to do any Indian cars. So if you just press scan, for example, and press auto search, these are all the cars here, look. I've updated all these. See all these cars here, look. All these are the ones that I've actually installed free of charge. There we go. All with the latest versions. So it's all up to date, fully up to date. Normally, when you go to something like the Autel, let's say the MK808, for example, I do believe you have to have an annual subscription to keep you updated, and that can be quite expensive. So even though this is a sort of a semi-professional, professional tool, you haven't had to pay. I've not had to pay at all for all these software downloads for all these individual cars. Right, and as I'm doing this now, it's actually doing an update. So it keeps you up to date with the software automatically. I didn't even ask to do that. It's just updating as we're going along now. So I'll let it do the update and I'll get back to you just in a second. Right, okay, firmware installed successfully. Just press OK. Don't forget to remove the VCI from the vehicle. That's the little Bluetooth thing. It tells you before you finish the car, don't forget to take that out, because being wireless, it's very easy to leave that in there. Now, you've got to have your ignition on, I think, so I'm going to turn my ignition on. So let's just do scan, and let's do auto search. And it should find our VIN number. I've turned the ignition on, by the way. There we go. We got the details there. Just pressed OK there. So you can do health reports. So it's going to scan the whole car now with the different modules that we've got in the car. This may take a little bit of time, so let's just hold on for a second. Right, okay, that took about 5 minutes to do that full scan of the whole car. And as you can see, there are a few things at the top there which are showing up as issues. So we can read the fault codes. So it says we got a B3867-04 front right parking lamp circuit open, and that means that we have got a bulb out, and that's actually confirmed on the other dashboard panel, which you can't see at the moment. So we just go back there. Let's go back. Now I can clear all these DTCs. DTC means diagnostic trouble code. So I'm just going to code back, because I'm not going to clear these at the moment. I just want to show you what else we can do. So I'm just going to quit that. And go back to the main menu, and I want to show you this thing, which is very interesting. This is the maintenance and service. This is stuff that can happen on your car, which you need a dealer normally to reset or check for you. So if we just press that, so as you can see, air fuel, ABS bleeding, add blue, that's the chemical that you add for your I think it's for your DPF for diesels and stuff like that, for cleaning, something like that, to make the fumes cleaner in your vehicle. You've got airbags, brakes, coolant, DPF. Now this is a thing which I was going to do on this car. I was going to regenerate the DPF using the function here, but I chose not to, because I think this DPF in this car is really really blocked, and it was sort of just needing changing really. But what you can do, you can click on that, and then what it does, it revs your car up to sort of 3,500 revs for about 20 or 25 minutes. And a lot of people say, oh, you can just go on a long drive and for half an hour and keep it up above 2,500 or 3,000 revs, and that'll do the same thing. Well, it doesn't actually, because what this actually does, when you do a regeneration on a tool like this, sure, it revs the car up to 25 or 3,500 revs for a long period of time, but what it also does, it injects more diesel via the injectors into the DPF, so that you're over fueling it, so that the DPF actually runs hotter. So it's overfueling it to burn the ash out. So that's what you can't do just by going for a long drive. So that's the benefit of having a tool like this where you can do that. You've got an EGR valve checking. You've got the stuff with your gearbox, your key immobilizer, injectors. Let's just scroll up again. You've got the knock sensor you can sort out, seats you can reset, your steering angle sensor, your oil service, if you've got an oil service light on your car, normally you'd have to go to a dealer to get that reset or whatever. Or if you do your own servicing, then you can obviously do it on here. You can check your stop start, your tyre pressure sensors, your tyres, that you can, all this sort of stuff you can check. There's so many different things you can actually check on here. And so if you've got to bleed your system, you can do it via this service settings up here. So let's just go back for a minute and let's go back to the OBD part of it. All right, data stream. Let's click data stream. You've got read live data, read fault codes, onboard monitoring, read vehicle information. Let's go into scan again. So we choose our car, which is a Vauxhall. As I say, I've already loaded all this on there. Volvo, Vauxhall, here we go. So click on Vauxhall, automatically search. It basically goes through all the modules on your car and does a check. Now, stuff which them other readers can't do. Body module control, engine, CV-tronic, Easytronic, and it tells you if it's got it or not. Passenger door module. There's so many different electrical modules on your car that them other readers can't tell you anything about them, but these sort of semi-pro readers give you a full diagnostic of your vehicle. Right, okay, so it's gone through and done all its checks. So let's go to engine. It tells you the actual engine name, which is a Z19DTH. You've got your VIN number there. And I think you can actually print out to a printer with this as well. So read fault codes. Read fault codes. Here we go. We got an air intake system leak detected. We got a glow device general error. Boost pressure control circuit positive deviation. Particulate filter sensor not plausible with barometric pressure. In other words, the DPF block. And particulate filter hose line malfunction. So if you actually click on, let's say that one for example, you can go online and find out what that actually means as well. We're not going to do that in this case, but you can actually go online and do your online checks as well. And obviously if I wanted to reset them, so diagnostic trouble, so we can just exit that, okay. And this is what comes up. It tells you don't forget to remove basically the Bluetooth adapter, so that comes up as a warning message so that you don't leave that in the car as well. So let's just go back again. So under maintenance and service, let's have a look here. So let's go to data stream supported, press OK. You can do live data, freeze frame mode, read fault codes, clear fault codes, test results, onboard monitoring, and then you can say read vehicle information. So let's do that. So you can go clear fault code. It will clear all emission related diagnostic information. Engine off and key on. So I'm not really going to do that at the moment because I don't need to. Read live data. So this is where you can actually choose the things you want to check on. You've got a whole myriad of them there. Map sensors, warning lights, vehicle speed sensor. So if you want to choose a specific thing to check rather than do a complete check, you can just choose them individually rather than, let's say if we had a problem with our driver's seat, for example, you could just check that and do a test on just that one rather than going through the whole lot. This is the manual check, but we don't need to do that. You can scan health reports, which we've already done. And this is what I like, as I say, it goes through the whole car on all the modules. It will take a bit of time, so I'm not going to do that at the moment. We'll just go back. The main thing I'm trying to get across to you here is that with the maintenance and service, especially on certain modern cars now, all these things, or a lot of these things here, you can only really get done with a professional scan tool or take to your dealer to sort out. And here, as you can see, all these things here, you can get reset on this actual tool here. So definitely, if you've got a more modern car as well, you need something like this to be able to action all these things that you can't do on the testers which I showed you earlier on, my old testers. So I know I've got a few problems on this car, as I say, because we've done a scan on it. You saw them when I pulled them out, but I'm not going to do them at the moment until I get the DPF actually on and fitted. And we have got a parking light out, as it already says there, as we looked at earlier on. And the beauty is I could be sitting outside, because this is wireless. I don't actually have to be sitting in the car. I could be round by the bonnet, listening to the engine, while I've got live data here set up. It's a robust piece of kit, and as you can see, the activity talking, the Bluetooth light comes on when it's communicating. So that's the interesting one, live data. All these things, you just put a tick in the box there of all the things that you want to watch: engine coolant temperature, engine RPM, fuel rail pressure, and when you press OK, it will give you all of them things. So the engine coolant temperature at the moment, because I've not had the car running, is 19 degrees C. It's showing the airflow rate at the moment, which you would obviously measure against a known working parameters. As you can see there, standard range is between 2 and 6. So if your airflow rate is only showing that while the car's running, then obviously you've got an issue with either a blockage somewhere or an airflow sensor which will be faulty. Fuel rail pressure at the moment, because the car's not running, is 430 kPa, and the standard range would be between there 2 and 20,000. So it gives you an idea what your readings should be, as well as giving you your actual readings. And you can change all these. Let's go back. You could you just untick the boxes, and then you can tick more boxes, whatever you want. Intake air temperature, manifold intake absolute map sensor. You can check that, and then now we've updated it, click that, and we've got now map sensor is showing 99 kPa, and it gives you the range what it should be in there. So as you can see, a very handy tool. It's all sort of touch sensitive, and it's like using a tablet, and I'm real happy with this. I can't show you too much obviously, because as I say, the car's not running, it's jacked up at the moment, sitting on axle stands, but you get the idea. So looking at the top of it, this is where you've got the USB power, but it's a great tool, and I'm well pleased. It's very, very rugged, and even though I've been playing about with this for a while now, it's still got 86% battery, and with certain cars, it even tells you the paint code once you go into certain modules. So when you quit, don't forget to remove the VCI from the vehicle. That's the little VCI down there. So let's pull that out, stick that back into its holder, and then just push that home. And that clips back in, and then just OK that. And that's the tool. I love it. I think it's a great little tool. Nice and robust, built-in power supply, so it's all powered up. You've got all these different vehicles, as I said to you. If I just press the scan, all these different vehicles which I've added via their website and updated all the software for all these different vehicles. And I did leave a couple out, things like Indian cars, for example. But all your major ones there, every car you can think of manufacturing is I've now uploaded and put onto this. And as you saw right at the very beginning, it automatically done an update when it needs to update, because modern car software's updating all the time. And all you have to do is to click on one and it will tell you whether it needs updating. So it's a great tool, and there's no annual subscription like the Autel one, I think, is the MK808, for example, and even the 90, is it the 909? There's a few of them now, but which are on the same sort of league as this semi-professional, professional, but they're a lot dearer, and as I say, you have to have an annual subscription, which can work out quite a bit of money. I don't think I have to pay for anything on this now once you purchase the actual tool, and once you've updated it, it's straightforward. So I've not shown you in depth what it can do. There's a lot of things on this old car which it hasn't got, which I've shown you on here, which it does actually support. Things like tyre pressure gauges and stuff like that, and the Dpf regeneration, which I could have done on this. Normally you'd have to take that to a garage to do that. And as I said, you can drive your car on the motorway for an hour or so at 3,000 revs. But the trouble is with that is it won't overfuel. And as a result of that, the DPF doesn't really get hot enough. Although some people will tell you that it does work. The idea of having it done by a special tool like this is that it will overfuel the fuel injector so that you get more fuel into the DPF and it runs hotter to help burn the ash away. Well, there you go, folks. It's not an in-depth review by all means, because I'm not an expert on these things, but like many of you out there, I'm a DIY home mechanic and I do work on quite a few different cars. A lot of them have OBD2 systems on them, and the later the car, the more complicated they are, and you need to take them to garages to get certain things reset or investigated. This tool sort of does that on a budget. Once you've actually purchased the tool, you can do things like resetting certain sensors and things like that. Stuff that you can't really do on a normal handheld little one with a little LCD display on. Like my other two I showed you earlier on, this one's a bit more sophisticated. Cost a bit more money, but at the end of the day, it's a lot cheaper than taking your car to a garage to get them to reset something. It'll pay for itself over and over again. I'll leave a link in the description below this video there where you can get it from. I think there might be a discount code in it as well, so you might get it a bit cheaper. So keep an eye on the description below the video and look out for the discount code. I'll see if I can get onto them to see if they'll give me a discount code. Anyway, thanks very much, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and don't forget to check out my other videos, and also hit the subscribe button down there, ring the little notification bell and set your preferences to all. That way you'll get notified every time I upload a video. Thanks very much. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, bye for now.